Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Saad from CyberSudo. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how can you find someone's business email address or the company business email addresses. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and follow me on social media for more content. Now, in the previous video, we have seen how can we gather someone's personal email address using OSINT, how we can use multiple websites, extensions, etc. to find their email addresses. Now, this video focuses on how can we find their or the company business email addresses. Now, as I said in the previous video, that an email address is always a unique identifier that only belongs to one person. Unlike names, for example, because there might be 20 people with the name Saad Siraj, but there is only one person that has saad.siraj@gmail.com email address. Now, with that being said, all the websites and resources are going to be in my OSINT list, along with 2 mini courses on how can you find WPA2, Wi-Fi password using OS X, and how you can unlock vulnerable cards using a radio replay attack. All of this is going to be in the link in the description. Now, with that being said, let's start our video. Alright, so I'm going to be using the exact same example that I have used it in the previous video on how can we find someone's personal email address. If you haven't watched this video, please go and watch it. You will find its link in the description. It's a very useful video on how can you find someone's personal email address. Now, here we can see that we are targeting Charlotte Lang, and she is a partner of Hambury Strategy. Now, the first thing we have to do is to get her business or the company's emails pattern. This is so important. So to do this, since we know that she works with Hambury Strategy, here is it. All we have to do is to go to a website called hunter.io. Now, this is a very popular website. It's going to help you a lot to find the pattern of email addresses or the company email addresses. So I've already searched for it. So what you want to do is you want to create an account, because without creating an account, you'll be limited. So I highly recommend creating an account and then sign in and then use the free version that they provide. So all you have to do is just to type the company name, which is Hambury Strategy. Here is it. I'm going to click on it. And here we can see that we have got 6 results. Now, we can see that it's categorized. We can see that there are some people who work in sales and there are 1 person who work in support. Now, what's really important is not the email addresses themselves. Instead, it's the email pattern. Now, you can see here it's most common pattern, and then you can see first name and then dot, and then you have the last name and then add the domain name of the company. Now, we can see here the email addresses hunter.io found, and what such websites do is that they have crawlers on the internet that scan the internet and try to collect as many email addresses as they can, and then you will get it right here. So for example, if we clicked on the sources right here, you can see where this email addresses has been found, and as you can see, it's been found in 6 websites or 6 links. Now, after identifying the pattern of the email address, you can actually guess all the employees' email addresses. So if you want to guess, for example, the email addresses of the employees, let's go to the company first. So here's the company on LinkedIn, and if we go to people, we will see the employees who work in this company, and they are categorized by city or the country. And when we scroll down a little bit, we can see that we have those people who actually work in the exact same company. So for example, what we want to do right now is just click on this person. This is a very random person who is the executive at Hambury Strategy. If we want to guess his email address, all we have to do is just to depending on the email pattern, is we are going to say Dylan and then .Rogers. So that's it. It's very simple and easy. The email address is going to be as follows. We will copy the first name, and then we are going to copy the last name, and then at hamburystrategy.com. So this is his email address. And I'm going to show you different methods to get his email addresses. But for now, let's focus on how we can get the pattern, because by knowing the pattern, you will be able to get all the employees' email address. The second resource that I highly recommend by Intelligence X is called phonebook.cz, which is a perfect website to get a list of email addresses of the people who work at a certain company. For example, let's take our first example, which is Hambury Strategy. All we have to do is just to go in here, for example, and search for their websites. So it's hamburystrategy.com, and then submit, and you can see the list of email addresses phonebook.cz actually found. And you can, just by looking at this email addresses, you can identify the pattern, which is first name dot last name. Now, what I highly recommend is to just copy the email addresses that you've got and then use a free email bulk verifier to verify which email addresses are valid and which one are not. Now, if you were tasked to perform a spear phishing attack or to send a phishing campaign, then verifying the email addresses is very important to target the company, of course, in an ethical way once you have a clearance. Another website that you will find it in my CyberSudo OSINT toolkit is called email-format.com, and this is a database that contains a list or many websites email addresses. So let me show you an example. Let's type, for example, facebook.com. I've already searched for Hambury Strategy, but I have not found it in this database. That's why I haven't searched for it right now. But just let's take this example. We have facebook.com, we can click on it, and then we will see a list of email addresses that's been used with Facebook and the resource where they have been found, and you can get, or you can see the website of where the email address has been found. Now, this is also a very valuable resource that you can look at if you are searching for the email pattern or searching for email addresses that you haven't found somewhere else. Now let's move to browser extensions that you can use to get someone's email address. Now, the first resource or the first extension is called Contact Out, which is a very, very good tool and a free tool, because you will get up to 40 email lookups a month, which I think is very fair and enough for me at least. And this extension is pretty good. I have already installed this extension on my browser, and I'm going to show you how it works. So let's go to LinkedIn, for example. Let's go to this person, Dylan Rogers, and here is the extension. We can just click on it and we can see, or we can just click on show, and you can see that this is his email address, similar to what we have predicted, first name dot last name at hamburystrategy.com. Now we can click on find phone number if there is any. So we haven't found a phone number, but sometimes you will find a phone number similar to what we have seen in the previous video. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it, because you will learn a lot. Now, the bad thing about these extensions is that they only work with LinkedIn. So if the user doesn't have a LinkedIn account, then you won't be able to find his email address using this kind of extensions, but you will be able to find their email addresses using or by identifying the pattern that the company uses. And the second extension I would like to talk about is called Signal Hire, which is not for free, but the cool thing about it is that it works on multiple platforms, which means that it works not only on LinkedIn, but also it works on Facebook, on Twitter, and many other websites. But there is a free feature that you can use, which is this one. So let me go to our tab or window, and here we can see the extension. Let me close this, and I have to sign in. Let me sign in first and come back to you. All right, so after you sign in, you will get this pop-up. You can just click on it, and you can see some basic information about this target. And if you click to reveal contacts, you will find his email address. but we won't do this because my account is free and I don't have credits. But the cool feature that you can use is called find the lead, which means that if you've got someone's email address and you're not sure whether they have a LinkedIn account or not, you can use this feature to get their LinkedIn account. For example, his email address is dylanrogers@hamburgerstrategy. If you put his email address in here and said find profile, it didn't find it. It didn't work this time, but I'm going to change the email address and show you what I mean. All right, so let's come back to our first example that we have used it in the previous video. So what we want to do is we want to use Signal Hire and then try to put here personal email address that we have found it in the previous video. And as you can see, the cool thing about this tool is that it's going to show us her LinkedIn profile just by adding the email address. So if you have someone's email address and you want to make sure whether they have a LinkedIn account or not, then you can add it in this extension and see their LinkedIn account. So by clicking on the LinkedIn account icon, it will redirect you to her profile. The next cool extension I'm going to show you is called Get Prospect. All you have to do is just to install it on your browser and then go to the target LinkedIn profile. So let's say this one, and you will get an icon or a symbol right here. Click on it and then you will see the email address. We can say save and show email, and now it had to show us his email address. And as you can see, here is Dylan email address. Now comparing this tool to Contact Out, I think that Contact Out is much more powerful because it will show you not only the email address they use, instead it's going to show you all the previous email addresses the target or the LinkedIn user has actually used, along with their phone number if it's present. The last extension I would like to talk about is called ClearBet Connect, and you can just install it and then use it with Gmail. It only works with Gmail. So once you install it, go and open your Gmail account. After you sign into your Gmail account, you'll find ClearBet icon on the right side. Just click on it, and from here you can search for the companies. For example, we are targeting, in our case, Hamburger Strategy. So I'm going to say Hamburger Strategy. I have already searched for it actually. So I'm going to click on it, and as you can see, here are some people who work at Hamburger Strategy. We can click on, for example, on this person, and we can see that she lives in London and she has a Twitter account and a LinkedIn account. We can also see here business email address, which is wonderful. Thank you so much if you are still watching this video until now. Not a lot of people accomplish and watch the video until the end. So if you are still watching, thank you so much. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please post them in the comment section and I will be very happy to respond. Thank you so much again, and I will see you in another video.